Okay, here we are in St. Joe, Michigan. We just put some fuel stabilizer in the boat, and we're just taking it out for a beautiful cruise, just to make sure that that stabilizer gets into the carburetor and throughout the entire fuel system, get it shaken up a little bit. And again, like I say, especially down in that carburetor, down in the floats and all that good stuff. So whenever you put fuel stabilizer in, don't just put fuel stabilizer in and then call it good. You want to make sure you run it, get your motor nice and hot, get it worked through the engine, get it coating the side walls of the cylinders and everything. Get it ready for the winter. It's a sad time of year, putting the boat away, but you know what? We'll get the winter toys out soon, and so gotta love Michigan. Put the summer toys away, and we'll get out some winter toys. So. What a beautiful day. This is a 1999 4 winds 258 Vista, and it's in impeccable condition. As you could see, I take good care of it. We have great water temperature. Now you may be looking at my oil pressure and say, you better stop that thing, you have a 0 oil pressure. Well, true story. Out on Lake Michigan having a great day with my buddies, and all of a sudden alarms started going off left and right. Beep, beep, beep. I'm like, well, that doesn't sound good. Look, no oil pressure. Had it towed in, had it inspected, and come to find out it was the VDO cluster. There's a lot of things on chat rooms that the VDO cluster is not a very good cluster. I went down to my local AutoZone, got one of these oil pressure gauges, and installed that. It has a nice little light to it and everything, and as you can see, we're running great oil pressure, 50 psi. So no worries there. And that was about, oh shoot, 5 years ago now, I would say, and so she hasn't skipped a beat. I change the oil regularly on an annual basis with the fuel filter. Now I do change the impeller every 2 years. Now the impeller is what is used to suck up water from the lake, and it's used to cool the motor. Well, I did not know that when I bought this boat 10 years ago now, and again, I was out on the lake and all of a sudden we were overheating. Not bad, I just noticed that it was getting hot, had it towed in, had to get a new impeller put in, and we've been fine ever since. And my local marina told me to change that impeller every other year, and you'll be golden. And so I've taken their advice, and I've been golden. I've not had one bit of problem with my boat overheating or anything like that. And this has been just a great boat. It has a 350, a Chevy 350 made by Volvo, but it is a Chevy 350 if you pretty much look at it. I've changed the spark plugs every, I would say about every 3 years I change the spark plugs in it. And I tell you what, every spring after I get done waxing it and washing it down, this thing turns and it starts right up. Another thing I'm going to do is I'll shoot another video here in a little bit, is I'm going to take the batteries out and take it home and put it on a trickle charger, and so that way next year my batteries will be good and golden. I've had my batteries for about 5 years now. Some people say, man, my batteries only last a year or 2, maybe 3. I've had mine for 5 years, and by putting that on the trickle charger, those batteries just stay nice and charged throughout the winter time, and they do not skip a beat in the spring. Looks like we got some driftwood coming through there. Part of this river gets pretty shallow towards the inner part of it. That's why you got to kind of stay on the outsides of it or towards the shore here. See those beautiful geese? And we got some nice driftwood over there. We'll just stay clear of that. We're in about 14 feet of water. We have a 14 feet of water, and so what a beautiful morning. That is downtown St. Joe over there. I grew up here back in the day, went to high school right where you see that tall peak of a church. I went to Lake Michigan Catholic High School right there. And we enjoy coming down here during the summer months with the kids, getting some ice cream, hanging out on the beach. There is Whirlpool Corporation headquarters. They just built that not too long ago. The new hotel over there, which the new Harbor Shores, it's been a few years old now, Harbor Shores Golf Club and Resort is right over there. That's where they hold the senior PGA championships every year. Pretty cool. Or just the PGA, senior PGA. Let me get that right. The senior PGA. I'm not sure if it's the championships or not. I might have misspoken there, but they do come here every year and enjoy this amazing event. People come from all over. Kind of cool. My boys always love this bridge here. Every quarter of an hour, whether it's a quarter after or a quarter to, if there is a large sailboat, which they're all kind of sitting there right now, but if they were getting ready to go out to the lake, that bridge would open up. And when I was a kid, I loved to watch that, and my boys do too. When that bridge is ready to go up, we have to stop and make sure we wait to watch that bridge go all the way up and then come all the way down. And just like I did when I was a kid, my youngest boy Jackson says he wants to get in a car and jump it. Probably hear those cars overhead. Kind of cool. So we've been cruising for a little bit right now. My temperature is fabulous. My oil pressure, phenomenal. We've got great battery. We got some fuel. It's gonna do what we need to do for this. And again, we have our fuel stabilizer in there, and we are gonna be running that fuel stabilizer through the system. Alright, well I think I'm going to put the camera down. And again, make sure you guys are putting that fuel stabilizer in. And I should have probably added this as well. If you're using gasoline from a gas station and not a marina, the marina takes out some of the ethanol and all that good stuff, if I'm saying that right. And it's good clean fuel. The fuel that we put in our cars, it has some extra things that isn't good for a boat to sit for a long period of time. Our cars, we're driving them quite a bit, so we're burning through that fuel no problem. But our vehicles, we want to make sure that, our boats, depending on what fuel you're putting in, make sure you get the right stabilizer. Now I just use the red because I don't have to worry about that, the alcohol and all that good stuff that they put in, or ethanol or whatever it might be. I may be totally wrong with my terminology, but again, I'll just say that if you are getting your fuel from a gas station, make sure you're getting the, I believe it's in like more of a purplish color, a darker color stabilizer that will take care of those types of chemicals. But this way, that fuel stabilizer keeps the condensation out of your fuel tank, the water. We know that water is not very combustible. We want to keep that good clean fuel in there. So make sure you're putting that fuel stabilizer in there, and make sure you're running it to get it through your motor, get your motor nice and hot. We're gonna go out to the lake and run in a little bit and head back in, and we'll take the batteries out and again put those on the trickle charger. So have a great day, you guys, and man, this is a beautiful morning or what. You can see the bridge up there that turns, a big old steel bridge behind the car bridge here, but that's a train bridge, which is pretty sweet. Built back in the late 1800s, and it's pretty cool. Again, my boys love watching that. We've only seen one train go over it since when we're driving out here. You got to have your timing right, but man, again, that's a cool spectacle to see that turn, and then a heavy freight trainer or a people train with coaches and all that good stuff going by. So kind of cool. All right, you guys, have a wonderful day. I know I will.